So this drink doesn't sound the most appealing, especially to the Western audience, I would say. It's literally fermented, leftover liquid from cheese, which does not sound the nicest. Let's give this a try. To start off, I'm going to be trying this, which is a Lokša. A Lokša is pretty much a pancake, however the base of it is potato. So it can be made on sweet, it can be made on savory. So we're going to try this one. This one has mac inside, which is poppy seeds made on sweet. So we're going to try this out and see what we think. And I'm here joined with my mum and my sister. So we're going to review this food now and see what we think. That's not bad. As you can see inside here, here's the mac. It's very similar to a pancake. However, I feel like the consistency is a bit different. It feels a bit more like a rubbery, a bit drier. I give it a 6 out of 10.
It's nice, sweet. Nothing can beat poppy seeds.
You taste the difference between the normal pancake and this one?
Not much.
Not much.
Not much. Okay, I was thinking 6.5.
6.5?
One, yeah.
Now my sister's gonna try it.
I like the consistency, but it's not as sweet as pancakes. I was thinking 2 or 3 out of 10.
What the hell? That's a bit low. For the next item we're gonna be trying is gonna be this, which is the Trdelník. Trdelník, also known as the chimney cake. Lots of people think it originates from the Czech Republic because of obviously the tourism and this type of stuff. However, the origin of this cake comes from Slovak, Hungarian and Transylvanian roots. I got a piece here. Let's see how it tastes like. There's a solid cake. How to describe it? It's kind of a soft. It has like a soft pastry inside, and the outside is like this hard, like crispy type of layer. It's covered with sugar and cinnamon. It would be better a little bit warmer, but I like it. If it's a warm one, I would give it a 7 out of 10.
Trdelník is one of my absolutely favorite. Usually you buy them on these like Christmas markets. It's not everyday food. I agree with Ali, it should be warmer, but for me it's always 10 out of 10.
Oh, this is so much better. You can really taste like the cinnamon and sugar, and it's really good if you like simple palettes and stuff. It's not over complex, and it has like a nice texture and temperature. This is definitely a 9 out of 10.
For this item, we're going to be trying the Zemiaková placka, which literally translates to potato pancake, potato plate, something along those lines. It's made up of potatoes and apparently some garlic as well. So let's see how it tastes. Also, pretty good. It has quite a crispy outside. The outside layer is quite crispy, and then the inside is quite soft. I've seen a couple different variations of it. Filling, quite heavy. Probably not the healthiest, but I like it, it's nice. I would give it a 6 out of 10 for me. I've had better ones in the past. However, with this one, they added a bit too much black pepper for my liking. So for me, 6 out of 10.
This is one of our typical foods, and it reminds me of my childhood. Everybody eats them in Slovakia. They have different names. In my region, we call them baba. You can call them chudobnica. In Czech, I think they call them bramborák, so they're different names. Yeah. I agree with Ali, this one has too much black pepper, 6.5. But in general, I would go with 9 if it's from my grandma.
I like it, but I'm not like the biggest fan just because I really hate spicy food. So I'll give it like a 5 or 6.
I'm currently now in the north of Slovakia in the mountainous part where the high Tatras are. And behind me here is a traditional Slovak restaurant. And we're surrounded here by the mountains. I'm going to show you a quick video now so you can see what's happening around. For the first item we're going to be trying, it's going to be halušky brinzel. So let me just explain how the process is. As you saw, I'm about to try halušky brinzo. This is one of the most iconic dishes in Slovak cuisine. Halušky are small potato dumplings, kind of like gnocchi, but simpler and better. These halušky are a big part of Slovak cuisine. As you'll see in this video, many dishes are served with them. They're traditionally mixed with brinza, which is a soft, tangy sheep cheese that gives the dish its rich, creamy flavor. And there you go, you've got the national dish of Slovakia. Okay, so this is one of my favorites. Let's give it a try. That's good. It's very, very traditional. It's quite a heavy meal, so you can't eat too much. You get full very quickly. But it has a very strong, cheesy taste. Overall, this is really good. I give it a 8 out of 10 for this one. For the next item we're going to be trying is Zemiaková. So as you can see, it has beef with like a creamy sauce and also with halušky. As you can see, halušky is a big part of Slovak cuisine, and often you'll also eat it with like a type of cranberry sauce. Okay, we have a bit here. Let's see how it tastes. This is also a very good one. Also very filling. This is quite a classic one. Also with a bit of cranberry sauce. It's very good. I would give this one 7.5 out of 10. Also a very high rating for me. Okay, for this next item we're going to be trying jahnjatiny perkel, which is pretty much, jahnjatina is lamb, so it's lamb perkel, which is almost like a double type of cream, and it's often served with a side of halušky. It's a mixture of influence between Slovak and Hungarian. So the halušky are from Slovakia, and this idea of the perkel is from Hungarian roots. There we go. There we have a bit of a mixture. Let's try it. This one's nice as well. It's very filling. It's quite a heavy meal, but very good, very filling. Overall, I'd give this 7.5 out of 10. Very nice. For the next meal, what we're going to be trying is going to be Vyprážaný sír. And Vyprážaný sír literally translates to fried cheese. And here in Slovakia, it's quite a typical, almost like fast food type of food. Yeah. So if you see here, you can see it's like these cheesy patties. They can either be smoked cheese or normal cheese. So we're going to give this a try. This is one of my favorites. Let's see. This is good.
To máme bereš. To není tvoje.
Ja viem, to není moje. This is very good. This is one of my favorite ones. I have this almost all the time when I come here to Slovakia. I give this a solid 8 out of 10. Very nice. For dessert, we're also going to be using these halušky. However, this is going to be in a sweet type of form. So with this, it's pretty much halušky with melted butter, sugar, and walnuts inside. So let's give this a try and see how this tastes. Also, once again, very, very good. This is also very filling though. This whole portion is quite a lot for one person. It's a nice dessert. I would rate this one, let's go 7.5 out of 10 also. Okay, for the next item we're going to be trying Pirohy. Pirohy are pretty much like little dumplings, and they can be filled with a bunch of different stuff. The typical Slovak dish is brinza, which you're putting this type of cheese and you fill it inside. However, you can have them on sweet and you can have them also on savory. These ones, for example, are done with sweet, and we have tvaroh inside, which is a type of like cottage. It's similar to like cottage cheese, and this is done on sweet. So as you can see, we also have sugar, we have nuts on top. This meal is quite typical with Central Slav, so including Poland and Czech Republic and Slovakia. So those three countries, they have these pirohy. As you can see, the tvaroh is just chilling in there. Let's see how it tastes. Very good, very creamy filling inside. It has quite a sweet taste to it with all the nuts and sugar on top. Overall, I give this a solid 8 out of 10. This is a very nice dessert. For the next item we're going to be trying, it's going to be the Zavináč. And the Zavináč is pretty much a raw fish, as you can see here. It's a raw fillet of fish wrapped with onions inside. Let's give this a go. And this is probably my favorite, I'd say my favorite raw fish which we've eaten on the channel so far. 6 out of 10. I'd say 6 out of 10. We have some bread here as well, so I'm guessing with the bread it's going to taste even better. It has a lot more different consistency to a raw fish that we've had previously. Previously we've said that it's very slimy and this type of stuff. I was expecting this one to be slimy as well. However, the meat is a lot more like rougher. A lot more rougher, and you wouldn't really expect it to be raw. It's because instead of just being raw and served on the plate, it's been stored in like a jar of vinegar. So it had vinegar, inside the vinegar there was onions and this type of stuff, but overall, very good. 6 out of 10. Okay, here we are for the next food item. and this is going to be Údenáč. So as you can see here, an Údenáč is pretty much a typical East European meal, and it involves a smoked fish. So this one is a mackerel. So this is a Údenáč mackerel, our typical rostek, which is a typical Slovak bread, and let's see how it tastes. So often the fish comes in like a whole form, so what you have to do, you have to cut it through the back, and you have to remove the spine out, and then you can eat it. Okay, so we have the rib cage out now with a bit of meat here. Okay, so first we're gonna give a taste test to the dog. Okay. Okay, let's give this a go. We currently have it on a bit of bread, a bit of rostek. Let's see. It has quite a rough consistency, similar to the last fish we're trying, but has a very smoky taste to it. We also have a bit of chalamada, which is a type of salad. But overall, this is a classic meal, a very classic meal here in East Europe. I give this a 7 out of 10, a solid 7 out of 10. And we're back, and in this segment we're going to be trying the typical Slovak fizzy drinks. And we're going to be starting off with Vina. Vina is a typical Slovak drink. I'm pretty sure they also have in the Czech Republic. And it's pretty much a fizzy drink, but it's grape. And it comes in 2 different variants, I'll show you now. This one, which is the white grape variant, and it comes in the red grape variant. This is personally one of my favorite drinks. We've got a special guest here today. We've got Brumik. Let's give this a try. Yeah, this is a classic one. It's quite sweet, but it has a very clear grapey flavor to it. I'm personally a bigger fan of the white one, which we have here. The red one has more of a bit more of a sweet and stronger taste to it, but I feel like this white one is a bit more my type of style. Okay, I give this 8 out of 10. A solid 8 out of 10. This is one of my favorite drinks in the world. For the next drink now, we're going to be trying kofola. Kofola is a typical fizzy drink here. I'm pretty sure it's made in the Czech Republic, however it's also very, very popular here. And it's pretty much their equivalent of Coca-Cola. Yeah, it pretty much is a herbal Coca-Cola pretty much, because they're using herbs inside of it. It comes in also a different couple flavors. So you have the cherry flavor, you've got the lemon flavor, you have all this stuff. But this is the original one. This is one of Brumik's favorite drinks actually. He loves drinking this. Let's give it a try. It has a similar vibe to Coca-Cola, however the taste is a bit different. Yeah, you can taste it's different. It's hard to pinpoint exactly what's different about it, but it has like a herbally taste to it, if you know what that means. It looks very similar to Coca-Cola. Overall, I give kofola 7 out of 10. Okay, and now for the final food items, we're going to be trying one of the signature dishes here in Slovakia, and that's ovčí syr. Ovčí syr literally translates to sheep cheese, and the history behind it, how it came about here, is that there's this thing called a bacha. A bacha is pretty much like a shepherd, but for sheep, and he controls all the sheep, and it's often how it used to be, one bacha for every village, and they're often up in the mountains. Early in the morning, the bacha will enclose the sheep, and he'll milk the sheep using the traditional method. After he milks the sheep, he'll get a big pot called a kotlik. He puts all the sheep milk into the kotlik, then after he heats it up, he'll add rennet into it. It'll cause it to start forming curds. He'll leave it in there, and he'll keep heating it up while adding this rennet to it. And after a time, before it starts boiling, he'll remove all the curd inside, which is all the built up chunks pretty much. He'll take all the built up chunks outside, and he'll just hang it in like a little type of bag. He lets it drip out, and after a time, that curd or that thing inside will become ovčí syr. And this is the cheese itself. Let's give it a try. This is one of my favorite type of cheese. It doesn't have too much flavor in it, but it's a very almost creamy type of cheese. As you can see here, it's often served with salt and sometimes with, as you can see here, bread. Often you put it on bread, you eat it like that. You can also have it with tomatoes and other types of vegetables. Not too heavy as well as far as cheeses go. Let's go 6.5 out of 10. And for the next item, which is kind of following up from this ovčí syr, is this. Žinčica. Žinčica is pretty much the leftovers of the ovčí syr. So once you remove the cheese from the kotlik, you're left with this one, like this type of liquid. And you can either drink this liquid straight away, which is known as sladká žinčica, which pretty much translates to sweet žinčica. Or you can put it in a koliba barrel. And this koliba barrel, you'll leave it in there for a couple hours or you leave it overnight, and then you'll get kisla Žinčica, which means sour Žinčica. And that's what we have here. We've got the sour Žinčica here, the kisla Žinčica. Let's give it a try. So this drink doesn't sound the most appealing, especially to the Western audience, I would say. It's literally fermented, leftover liquid from cheese, which does not sound the nicest. Let's give this a try. Oh my god. Personally, I'm a fan of it, but it has a strong taste. Like, how to describe it? It's very sour, obviously. Kisla Žinčica, sour Žinčica. Something a mixture between you're drinking like a yogurt, but a milk, but it has like the little bits of like chunks inside, pretty much. Here's the Žinčica. Often it's typical to drink this drink with brinzové halušky, and together they make pretty much the national food of Slovakia. It almost wakes you up when you drink it. I'll give Žinčica a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 for me. And that marks the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed this video trying traditional Slovak food. For the next video, make sure you drop in the comments a country which you would like us to go visit and review the food. Anyway, that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care, and we'll see you on the next adventure.